Hey you, welcome to Sacrilegious Discourse.
I'm husband.
I'm wife.
And together we're reading the Bible.
Starting with Genesis and eventually ending with Revelations, we're working through every book and offering our atheist 2 cents.
Or shekels.
Yeah, those. We're asking questions and pointing out all the nonsense.
We aren't academics or scholars.
Nope. In fact, when it comes to religion, we really don't know anything at all.
What we've learned so far is that God's a dick.
Oh, he really is, isn't he? If you're interested in how we reached this startling conclusion, maybe start from episode 1.
Otherwise, jump in anywhere. It's all good.
Yep.
Hey wife, we just got a new sponsor. It's Anchor. They must think we're doing something right because they picked us back up.
That's amazing. Want to hear something even more amazing?
Yeah?
I actually know what they are.
You are full of shit. I'm calling your bluff. Tell me about Anchor.
Okay, so Anchor by Spotify is the easiest way to make a podcast with everything you need all in one place.
I'm actually surprised you knew that, but did you also know that Anchor has tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer?
Yes, because I see you do that on your phone all the time and it looks pretty simple.
It really is, and when hosting on Anchor, you can distribute your podcast on listening platforms like Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
But I use CastBox.
Yeah, darling, I know you like CastBox. It gets distributed there too, and lots of other platforms as well.
And how much are we paying for this awesome service?
Absolutely nothing.
Coolio! So then we should tell people to download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started?
Yep, do it now.
Husband.
Wife.
So we're going to do a Q&A.
Yeah.
It's Saturday.
It is Saturday.
Saturday Q&A.
What are we doing as Q&A over?
So there wasn't a lot of info this week.
Okay.
And didn't really have a lot of questions about very much. We had that lingering question from last week about who was that dude that showed up for 2 sentences at the end.
Yeah.
And then I thought maybe we might need a reminder as to why they were murdering all these folks.
Okay.
Because we were kind of asking about that.
Sounds good.
So we're going to do that.
All right. Let's go do it.
Cool. So I don't know if you remember at the end of Joshua chapter 5 from last week.
Yeah.
We were like, wait, what? Because there's just this like little section where this guy shows up, draws his sword, and is like, I'm here.
Wait, wasn't it chapters 4? Because it was 5 through 10 this week, wasn't it?
No. Oh. Monday through Friday is 5.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to do the math there.
I saw you wrong. Literally doing...
Counting on my finger?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm dumb.
Yeah, so Friday was chapter 5.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
And at the end, this guy shows up.
Yeah.
And Joshua's like, WTF, who are you? And he's like, I'm the commander of the whatever.
Lord's army.
Of the Lord's army, yeah. And instead of being like, the hell you say I am, you know, I'm the commander of the Lord's army, my friend.
Right.
Instead of doing that, Joshua's like, oh, so are you friend or foe? And dude says, neither.
Right.
And Joshua was like, oh, my bad, and then bows to him. And he's like, how can I serve you? And dude is like, take off your shoes. This is Holy Land. And that's literally the entire section.
Right.
Like, that's it.
Although you got a little bit of it backwards because they did the whole, are you friend or foe? And then he says neither before he says he's the commander of the Lord's army.
Okay, whatever. Who cares?
But
like, there's 5 sentences, and I got sentences 2 and 3 backwards from each other. What the fuck ever.
Right.
But anyway, the story stands. And so we were like, wait, is there going to be more of that guy? Why is he here? Who is he? And you suggested that, oh, he's probably like God or something. And I was like,
right.
But why though?
Oh, yeah, it still doesn't make a whole lot of fucking sense.
So it turns out, though, you're right, and I agree with you. But it turns out that, yeah, he was God.
Okay.
And he was basically pulling rank on Joshua.
Okay.
And the reason that the answer was neither, I'm neither friend nor foe.
Right.
was because the question wasn't, are you friend or foe? It was, are you with us or against us? And the answer was neither. And because basically what he was doing, God that is, was saying was, I'm not with you. I'm not with anybody. I'm in motherfucking charge. And I'm here to remind you of that fact. And let us not forget that you are serving me. And I'm here to tell you the plan.
Okay.
Which was, the run around in circles, scream and shout with your horns and, all that stupid shit.
He's already told them their plan.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't make sense why he'd just show up out of the blue to, all of a sudden remind them when he's reminded them countless times already.
Don't forget.
It doesn't make any sense.
No,
and
I totally agree.
They're not allowed to look upon the Lord, but apparently they're looking upon him right here.
Well, there were a few researchy people that were of the less academic, more religious type. And they referred to him as Jesus, the Son of God.
What?
Because he's there before he takes his heavenly, earthly, long-term presence.
Oh, what a bunch of shit.
So they refer to him as Jesus.
That's so
he's
weird.
He's pre-Jesus Jesus.
That's so weird.
Yeah. So he's standing there to say, right before him in his face as a human. So as Jesus, not as God, as part of the Trinity.
Yeah.
Not as a smoke fire, not as a voice in a burning bush, but as a man saying, I am the one that commands the angels. I am the one that, leads armies. So right. I'm telling you the plan. So it's not, am I for you? It's a reminder that you are for me.
I just feel like if that was the case, they should have made more of an explanation.
No, I totally agree. And I'm not trying to put forth the case that, this is totally God.
Right.
I'm telling you what researchers are saying.
Sure.
I think the whole thing is nonsense and bullshit.
Yeah.
So part of their reasoning for saying this is definitely God is the fact that Joshua immediately fell down on his face and obeyed him in taking off his shoes. And that he wouldn't have done that if it was just for an angel. And he wouldn't have done that clearly if it was just a dude.
Okay, but if that's the case, why did he have to ask him who he was and what he was there for? Because
he was there as a man.
But then what makes him understand after he said that that's God?
What's the proof? I'm God.
That doesn't make any... just because you say the words doesn't mean shit.
No, I totally agree with you. So, it doesn't make sense either way.
Right.
Is the point.
Yeah.
But he gives them the plan, and then Joshua has to just, trust that this is really the Lord, and also trust that plan's going to work. If you just skip around this city 6 times in a row, and then on the 7th time, scream and shout, the walls will fall.
Right.
It's just ridiculous.
Okay.
But...
yeah, whatever.
Yep. Oh, also he refers to him as my Lord. And that's also...
Sure.
Yep, definitely God. He's totally God. So...
All right.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So that was God just then.
That's
for
ridiculous.
For a second.
That should...
It should have been
God
edited out.
God coming down to talk to them should have warranted more than a couple of sentences.
It either should have been a story that was completely removed or completely embellished.
Right, yeah.
One or the other. But I keep calling it 2, 3, and 5 sentences.
Sure, whatever.
So it wasn't more than 5 sentences.
Not a lot of sentences.
Right. But yeah, it either should have been removed or embellished.
Yep,
but
I agree.
It wasn't. So there's that.
Yep.
Okay, that's that. Are you happy with that?
Sure. I'm as happy as I can be.
Right. So the next question that we had was, why are they murdering all these people? What is that all about?
Right.
And so the answer is, we need to forget that they didn't just come kill these people just because they were in their way. Mm-hmm. They weren't just hey, you guys need to move so that we can have this land that God promised us. So get and die. They were killing them because they were people who were in total rebellion against God, and they were in league with the occult, and they were depraved beyond redemption, and they practiced child sacrifice, incest, bestiality, and other behaviors that we would all regard as unspeakably grossly immoral.
I mean, some of those things God's people has done earlier in the Bible,
right,
so I'm not like sure that warrants some of this, but also I feel like God's people are very judgmental.
Right.
And God is judgmental.
Right.
Because not to say that those things are good things, but like you're still going in and killing people that just are doing things differently than you. Right. Essentially.
Instead of like, how dare you get mad at them for engaging in sacrificing children when this God has forced you to sacrifice your children at one time, you know? Yeah, he didn't follow through, but he did say, go sacrifice your child.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And dude was perfectly willing to go ahead and follow through on that.
Yeah.
So how dare you get mad at them for being the way that you guys would have done had your God told you to.
Right.
You know? And yeah, bestiality and incest is definitely disgusting, but like worthy of killing them?
Right.
Like that's just, we're just going to burn you down and kill all your children?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I'm very...
The killing the children and the women thing that's a bit much, I think.
Yeah. It's just over the top. It's a justification for murder and cruelty.
Right. Agreed.
And for plundering.
Oh, yeah.
Because let's be clear, that's what they were doing. They were going in and they were plundering.
Right.
So...
Totally agree.
Yeah. So, but that just deserved a reminder that is what was in their minds when they were going in.
Sure.
They weren't just like, move, get out the way.
Right. They believed they had a good reason to do it.
Right.
Sure.
Right.
Okay.
So, that's all I had for this week. Honestly, the Q&A was kind of weak, and I didn't have really good cues because the story wasn't very cue-worthy. You know, like, I'm not taking the hit on this. I don't think that we should take the hit on this. I don't think this episode should take the hit on this. I think that the Bible should take the hit on this.
Yeah.
This story was fucking weak.
Totally.
And didn't have a lot of good questions in it.
Okay.
So, there you have it. There's my feelings on the matter.
All right. Well, that being said, we have our wrap-up tomorrow.
Replay, yep.
And we'll be back on Monday with Joshua chapter 11.
Yes, that is correct. I was just doing math on my fingers.
Right. All right. We'll see you guys then.
Okie dokie. Husband.
Yes, wife?
Remember how you told me we're on Patreon now?
Yeah, why?
Because we're starting something new for Patreon members only. Every couple of weeks, we'll cover something in the news, a current event, or something we feel strongly needs to be discussed. And only subscribers get to hear our discussion.
That's right. It's all for our Patreon members as a thank you for their support. Join now for as little as $2 a month to get all of our extra content. Go to patreon.com/sacrilegious discourse.
Do it now. Husband, it's the end.
It is indeed, wife.
Tell the people where they can contact us.
Well, they can get a hold of us via our email, which is sacrilegiousdiscourse@gmail.com. We have Twitter at sacrilegious_D.
For D's nuts.
Oh, why do you know? Why do you keep doing that? Ugh. All right, we have a Facebook page, an Instagram page, and a Pinterest page. But if you really want to get our attention, Twitter's where it's at.
Twitter is where you're at.
Yeah.
And they should also review, like, and subscribe, yeah?
Definitely. Apple Podcasts reviews help us out tremendously. And we also can use your support on Patreon, which is a great place to support us as well. That would be at patreon.com/sacrilegious discourse.
Don't forget to say thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.
Bye.